Right, guys, welcome back to Off the Woodwork for the CAP podcast. This is episode 1 of the new season, going into the 2022-23 season. And we're just going to kick things off with a little top 5 in each position going into the new season. And I think we're going to start with obviously goalies first, cycling GKs. Who wants to kick us off?
So the man that aren't here, we're not getting introductions. We're not being introduced today.
No intro.
In a while.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you've got a guest as well. Why don't you want to introduce the guest?
Yeah, come on, bro.
The guest is irrelevant.
Oh, okay then.
Oh,
Sorry.
damn.
No prisoners today,
Oh.
Jesus.
Well, you know,
Now,
I'll
you can
start-
introduce
I'll
yourself.
start with this. I'll start.
Introduce yourself, Richmond.
You know, you probably haven't heard of me. I'm Richmond. These guys say I'm controversial. I don't think I'm controversial.
I think you are.
We'll see today.
We'll see.
So we're gonna start with goalies.
Yeah, we just go from the start from 5, yeah. Then
Do
we work our
everyone
way
do
down.
5, yeah?
Right.
All right, go on then, Richard.
My
Yeah.
fifth one. I wasn't sure. I put it between Raya and Sab. I'll probably go with David Raya, Brentford goalie.
Oh,
Outside shot. But I think he's been a good goalie. You know, he's I won't mention other goalies right now, but I think he's well rounded. Good shot stopper, very good with his feet. You know, comes from that kind of thing. So fifth place on my list.
I like that one because I'm matching you with number 5 too with Jose Sarr. I've matched you.
I went with Raya, not Sab.
Oh, did you?
I thought,
Oh, right. Oh, sorry.
I thought.
Sorry. I've gone Jose Sarr. You know, I think outside of Alisson and Ederson, I think this season it's probably the best goalkeeper in the Prem. I think he has the best shot percentage. I'm not really good with the stats like that, but I think he's got the best shot percentage this season. And you know, I don't think Wolves would have finished where they were without him. And I think he has an argument for signing of the season. So yeah, I've got Jose Sarr 5th.
I go now.
Go on then.
I know Rich will disagree with me on this, but I've got David De Gea at number 5. So everyone on Twitter, all the Twitter warriors like Richmond will always hate on De Gea for his bad distribution. And I'm not saying his distribution is good at all, but he's still an elite shot saver, shot stopper. And I was talking to Shob about this like a couple of weeks ago. Like we never talk about Edouard Mendy's distribution. Like it's not amazing, is it? And I would even argue that David De Gea's shot stopping is probably better than Mendy. But I think just obviously stuff like box presence and distribution isn't the greatest. But I think the fact he's an elite shot stopper still, I think, gets him this high for me.
Okay.
I'm going to agree with Bennett and go with David De Gea number 5. I think you kind of have to look at his peak in the past as well. And I think that kind of gives him the edge over someone like David Raya, over someone that's kind of still relatively new to the Prem scene, if that makes sense.
Anything to say, Richmond, on that?
Huh?
It's present day, though. It's present day. It's not 2012 no more.
No, I think you just look at this, like, he's a quality goalie.
Yeah. But you said that you're going to base it on stuff from the past, but you can't just take the past as account when we're doing present. You know what I mean? Because then if we go past, people like, I'm not going to ruin the video, but people like Kante, they're top 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bad, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if De Gea. He is it's tough with him. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad.
He's not bad.
No. It's not a bad pick. 5th is fine.
Rich was saying ridiculous. It was like, oh, when Dean Henderson went to Nottingham Forest, he was like, oh yeah, Man United lost their best keeper. But I wouldn't go that far like that. Like,
he lost their best keeper.
Surely you're trolling on that. What makes him better then? Just a distribution then, or?
It's not just this is one part of it, right? He's like, I don't know what's to call him. He's like a guy who starts a foul, right, and then puts it out. His poor distribution, right? The fact that he doesn't come for crosses, so it means it allows other teams to create chance against him. I agree, he's a brilliant shot stopper. He's got great reflexes and stuff, and that helps him out. But if he comes for the cross, right, or if his distribution isn't so bad that he gives the ball away, the chances don't come. That's my issue with him.
Yeah.
I remember the Aston Villa game, right? It was his horrible kickball out to I know who it was that led to one of the chances they created.
Yeah,
it's that type of thing which I have a problem with. That's what's not good.
I'd agree on that. It's just the fact that Like obviously, you could pick out all these keepers on my list have made mistakes this season, or at least in the past. Even Alisson against Tottenham, for example, he came for the ball and completely missed it. Like that's a rookie error. So De Gea probably makes more mistakes than these guys from those areas, and you do make good arguments there. But I just think he makes fires, but he puts them out. And I think probably in terms of playing fires, he's probably the best in the Prem, one of the best in the Prem at kind of stopping chances that really should be goals. And I don't know what his XG saved or whatever, but it's probably up there for pretty high. I think Jose Sarr is probably the highest in terms of shot stopping this season, but
Yeah,
De
I
Gea
think
is
he is.
probably
Yeah.
up there as well.
No, De Gea was up there, but he kind of fell off the latter part of the season in terms of like simply shot stop. So like when you don't have a shot stop and you don't have anything for
But at the end of the
Exactly.
day, if we're looking at like fundamental, a goalie's job is to stop the ball going in the net, and that's what De Gea is good at.
right. How many ways are there to stop the ball going in there?
And
Like if
Okay.
I'm a goalie,
Yeah.
right, and if I come for a cross, I've stopped the ball going in the net, haven't I?
no, you stop the cross.
No,
Yeah, but that's
If you give it
no,
a
you haven't
time,
put
you know,
you've stopped the potential. You stopped the potential of the ball going in the net. No, it's true.
I'd say that's more,
Hmm?
it's more of a you're preempting that. Obviously, it's obviously good for a keeper to have that, but at the end of the day, like the thing you want your keeper to be best at is making those saves, keeping the ball out of the net.
But though, like if we're all going to got Tringle because we're all going to have Edison up the list, and we're not going to say he's the best shot stopper. So there's a balance to it. Some keepers are good at shot stopping, some are good at both, and some are good at distribution. It's just how it is these days with modern keepers. You've got to have a bit of both to be elite.
I think if we move on to number 4, I'm gonna go with Jose. So like I feel like we've kind of explained why, so I don't think I need to say much more.
Yeah, I'm going to come in and have Jose Sarr as well. Yeah, pretty much you guys have said it all.
Number 4 is a bit controversial. I've got Emi Martinez. I feel like he's a very good goalkeeper. I feel like if it was like a top team, I feel like he'll be rated even higher. You know what I mean? Because people with like, bro, he's got like Mings and stuff in front of him, bro. These are some of the worst defenders in the Premier League with Mings and stuff. So I feel like he does. That's an average defender, bro. That's not like some top
Yeah,
class.
Collins didn't have a great season last year. I'm not gonna lie.
That's an average guy.
We'll see how he does with Diego Carlos though, because they've just brought him in.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like Emi Martinez, like last season, I would have said 4th, but after last season, I saw him made many very, very basic mistakes, and I think you can't be a solid keeper like that if you're going to be making those mistakes. So like, yeah, it's tough. But time will tell with him because he's only really had a couple seasons starting in the Premier. You got to remember that.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like he is in the top. Is echelon the right word? I feel like he's in the top of group with the goalkeepers. You get me? So that's what I've put him there. I don't know, man, but he's good with his feet. He's good at everything. You look, the Arsenal faithful, he loves you, man. He talks about Arsenal all the time, and I'm surprised you lot don't have him in. So
I slay him. Well, my number 4, I slay him a lot, but I'll go with Lloris. I did get on his case.
I'm very surprised by that.
I think he's still a decent goalkeeper. I think maybe in the coming years, Spurs will have to replace him eventually. But right now, he's still a solid goalkeeper, and he's good enough for 4 right now.
Wow, I'm so surprised because I remember we've had a lot of debates because he was like, "Oh, he's not even top 3 keepers in London," like all of that, and now he's come back and he's put him 4. So
look, Ramsdale this season. Ramsdale's a bit early on my praise for him this season. So.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, end of the season, Lloris like saved us so much, and like you can talk about distribution as well, but like his reflexes are still amazing. I don't know how people are saying his reflexes aren't good anymore. He's still got elite reflexes. And
who said that?
Oh, it was Buddy Star player. He was saying like, oh, his reflexes are off now. Like,
all right.
But like, yeah, he's still elite. I mean, I don't have him top 5, but like, I think it's just because he's quite inconsistent. That's the main thing for me.
Shalom, you mentioned like Emi Martinez. I think he's quite well rounded, like decent, decent on the ball. But like this season, he's had a very like spooky moments. Like there are times when I'm seeing what he's just like.
You know what? Yeah. When you have the 6'6" donkey as in front of him, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have spooky moments, bro.
Some moments are just like, no, you shouldn't be a keeper.
Yeah, exactly. Like I see what you're saying, but there are times when it's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Like,
Nah,
why
man.
are you trying to come out for the ball there, for example, when he's missed it?
I don't know. Also, I don't know. I didn't feel like De Gea or Lloris. I wasn't convinced by them. I wasn't convinced by some of the other goalkeepers I had shortlisted. So I just put him in. I don't know.
Yeah, I think with
Controversial.
Salah, like he did really well this season, but I want to see how he does next season because, like, I think he massively overperformed his like per-shot expected goals minus goal sent with like the save rate essentially. So, well, if he can maintain it next season, I think he'd definitely be up there. But I'm quite hesitant to say, oh, he's a brilliant goalkeeper because just one out last season, if you call it.
I might say like Salah similar to Martinez last season because like although like the Villa defense was okay last season, it's almost like those two are like the main fortifying defense. It's like normally as a defense / goalie, you want the goalie to have kind of less shots against you, but in terms of those two teams, it's almost like they would prefer these teams to have shots because they trust their keeper so much. So Salah, like, and also the Wolves defense, like they're very obviously not very good attacking team, so you might even have more pressure next season. And how kind of poor Wolves were at the end of last season, you might struggle. But for now, because we're saying present day, you know, I think he's probably ahead of Martinez. But as I said earlier, if you went back a year, Martinez will be up there.
Okay.
Right. I've got a funny feeling that everyone's top three is the same. Just maybe the order is differing. So who wants to kick us off with number 3?
I'll talk about my boy first. I feel like you have to have Eddie Mendy third. I don't feel he's not on the level of the other two yet. So, or he probably won't be. He's 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, he's third. His distribution, me and Bennett talked about it before. He doesn't really get the slap for it because I'll tell you what, my dad hates Eddie Mendy. He doesn't even think he's good whatsoever, I'm pretty sure. Because any time he touches the ball, he kicks it out for a throw-in or he's giving the ball away. So his distribution, it's a bit better than David De Gea's, but it's not far off. But his shot stopping is what keeps him there. But I've seen like one stat that he's been like one of the worst shot stoppers in like the last 6 months or something. So he's not being the same Eddie Mendy since he's come back from AFCON, but I still feel like he's worthy of his spot at number 3. I don't know. I'm not the goalkeeping experts like Diaper and Richmond here back in the day, so I'm gonna let them do their talking on the goalkeeping business.
I was gonna say, if your dad's been watching the Eddie Mendy for these past or since AFCON, I would be saying the same thing. Cause I was hesitant to put him in initially because real lately he's not that great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Overall, like last year's first half of this season, I think he's been good enough. And he's massive, so it helps his shot stopping. So he's good enough that you can put him in. He's had a few moments.
He has had moments, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd say his size kind of helps him in his box presence as well. He can get up for crosses a lot, so like I think that also helps him in terms of like compared to David De Gea, because I think that kind of has become sort of a comparison recently. But yeah, I would agree with you guys completely. He's not quite at that level, but he has moments where you think like some of those games he had this season, like he saved Chelsea properly, and he had those games where, like the Brentford game, like it's just world class performances like that you know kind of means, because even people then were saying like he has calls for like being one of the best goalkeepers in the world, which I would obviously think that's wild, but you know, he has performances like that.
100%. What are you saying, Dips?
Yeah, so I think obviously we're all agreed that he's third. I think what you're going about with like the distribution and stuff like that, obviously, it's something that kind of modern day keepers require in terms of the play style, in terms of like the high lines, all of that. But I think on his day, he could. I think he's a better shot stopper than Ederson. I think.
100%.
Edison's a horrible shot.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah.
I think just on his day, he has potential to be like probably even top 4 keepers in the world, maybe.
Oh.
But
On his day,
but I don't think he has his day enough. I think he's too inconsistent. He's too not error prone, but like there's kind of the standard of performances wise.
No, I just think he's a solid 6.5 every single game. That's what I think he is.
As a keeper.
Because he's just solid. He's not. I feel like he's like horribly like inconsistent. It's only recently that he's become like this a bit shaky. But like that Real Madrid game, both legs I was thinking, I thought I could have saved like the Benzema shot, then like the pass to Benzema again and stuff like that. Where he has those stinky games, but overall, I feel like he's just a solid 6.5 every game, which you'll take over like a 9 performance like Ramsey will give you, than the 3 that he'll give you next game. You know what I mean? So it's I prefer that balance.
Something that is kind of holding him back is that is he 30, 31?
30. It's 30.
And like he's a bit of a late bloomer, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That happens with a lot of keepers though.
I think they tend to be later bloomers, but in terms of like top football experience, I think that is why he's a little bit kind of, you said with Real Madrid, like he hasn't really had that kind of opportunity before coming to Chelsea to kind of go on the big screen.
Won the Champions League in his first season. He's been at that stage. I
don't
know.
No, but it's in like before he came to Chelsea.
Oh, okay, yeah, got you. I got you.
Before,
yeah,
Ren.
Stade Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I feel like number 2, Ederson. Is everyone agreed on that?
I've got Ederson.
Yeah, Ederson.
I feel like we've kind of spoken about that in terms of the shot stopping, but then distribution. I think in any other team, I don't know whether he'd be as effective, but in that Pep system, with his distribution being so key, I think that is what makes him, I guess, number 2.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Because, like, I think the only reason that I have him second is the fact that he's so vital to see. Like, with any other keeper, I don't think they'd be as effective. Like, obviously, he has moments, like, for example, like, we'll just say, like, the Champions League semi-final against the quarterfinal against Tottenham. Two of the shots went through his leg, and if it weren't for that, City would have been home and dry. But they were way better than us the whole game. Like, I know that's a long time ago, but he has games like that where he takes them through his legs, or he'll miss like an easy shot at his near post. And it's like in moments like that, you've got to think if there was another keeper there. But at the same time, like in terms of league games and any game, like to have someone like that behind you can trust to like kind of distribute is so effective. And he can even create chances from goal. And that is a trait you rarely ever see with keepers ever. So that's the only reason I really have him second.
With the ball going through his legs, many top goalkeepers, that's like their error. Like Courtois, everything goes through his leg. It goes through his legs. So sometimes, I guess, like Ederson's not so like tall where the legs can't be closed so quickly. But Courtois, I feel like that's the one thing that gets him every single time when he concedes. The ball ends up going through his legs. I don't know.
As a goalie, that's kind of like the last thing you expect to happen is the ball to be straight at you. And like,
is that why?
But like, it's just the fact that it happens so frequently to him, and it's not just even for his legs. It's like shots straight at him or in his range at all. Any other keeper would save.
I think that is just part of the unexpected though. Like normally you expect a shot to be like at your side or like you have to work for it, but if it's so close to you, I think it is that kind of element of the unexpected and not being able to.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
it kind of is, but I think you do need to be at least a decent shot stopper, which I wouldn't say Ederson is. I think that's what limits him from like Alisson's like. Why we put Alisson 1, I'd say if he was like even a decent shot stopper, I think it'd be one of the best ever. I'd say because his distribution is.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
but yeah, as you were saying, like, with the Champions League matches, especially in those clutch moments when you need your keeper to. Save you. We saw Courtois in the Champions League. You just need your keeper to like keep out that shot. Save the opposition's chances, and you can't really rely on Ederson to do that for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, number 1, Alisson. I think everyone's agreed on that. I wouldn't say he's world class in terms of distribution, but like it's good enough.
No, he's good distribution. He's good at it.
In terms of the caliber of keepers, he's obviously not the same level as Ederson, but like no one is. So
I think he's second best at distribution anyway. So maybe Schmeichel and David Raya might be better.
Would you guys last season, would you guys say that's one of the best ever goalie seasons for a keeper in the Prem for Alisson?
100%.
Yeah, I'd agree because I spoke to you guys many times about this. Like Liverpool, they scraped through teams last season, and without Alisson, like honestly, that like you think with their defense in front of them, obviously they got Trent and Robertson who are kind of a liability defensively, but you'd think that, you know, a team like that wouldn't have to rely on their keeper so much, but they did. And he saved them. And that's very rare for a team like Liverpool who won 2 trophies and on for a quadruple. Basically made it to every single final possible and came second in the Prem. You wouldn't think that about a team like that.
100%.
I think he should have been a certain there. But I think he should have been nominated for the Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think he should have won it. But I don't know how he didn't get nominated.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
Son didn't get nominated, so
yeah, but that's another thing. But like I think it's just I would argue he might have been Liverpool's best player last season. I know that might sound ridiculous, but I think he might have been.
Nah,
Because the only thing I can hear that he made a mistake was against Tottenham, and I think apart from that, whenever ever really did made a mistake, like, and that's rare for a team like that who is, you know, they are relying on. So
no, I can back that 100%.